Welcome back to P1. Today we're going to look at Unit 1.5, Surds. Now, a surd is basically when we take the square root of a number that is not a square number. And it's essentially an irrational number. So, for example, square root of 2, square root of 15, and multiples, so 8 root 2, 5 root 15. These are all examples of surds, okay, where because it's not a square number, I can't get rid of that square root sign. But in a lot of these cases, I can simplify it, and there are a few ways in which you need to be able to manipulate it, and certainly in terms of rationalizing, which we'll look at in the next video. And these are skills that while your calculator can do them, you need to be able to do them yourself, and you'll have to demonstrate a few of these small skills in your P1 exam. Now let's look at how we go about simplifying these surds. So when I approach a surd like this first one here, square root of 12, what I want to do is I want to think about what square numbers I can use to make 12. So I'm looking at the factors of 12, and I'm looking at, essentially I need one of them to be square. Ideally the largest square number, but it needs to be a square number. So I know 4 is a square number and it's a factor of 12. 4 times 3 will make 12. And then what I can do is I can split this up. Square root of 4 times square root of 3. Square root of 4 is 2. So we get 2 root 3, as we can't do anything with the root 3. Let's look at the next one. Square root of 50. Think of square numbers that go into 50. Always start with the first few. You know, when one's not going to be of any use to you, so you're going to start looking at 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, so on. So in this one we can see 25. So 25 times 2. So this time I'm going to jump straight in. The square root of 25 is 5, and the square root of 2 is root 2. Okay, let's have a look now. 20, again I can split that up into 4 times 5. So this is going to be 2 root 5. Okay, I'll take a step back in case that was a bit too quick for some of you initially. Remember the square root of 20, so this is 4 times 5. Square root of 4 is 2, square root of 5 we can't do. Now root 80 is 16 times 5. So when I'm looking here, that's 16 times 5. Square root of 16 is 4. Square root of 5 you can't do. 2 root 5 plus 4 root 5 is 6 square root 5. Now, some of you might have said, oh well, maybe with the 80 you thought it's 4 times 20. Yeah? So in this case you would have had 2 root 20, and we already know that root 20 is 2 root 5. So this would be 2 lots of 2 root 5 or 4 root 5. So it doesn't matter if you don't spot the largest one straight away, you can keep simplifying just like you would when you're dealing with fractions. You know, sometimes you can't spot it straight away and you have to simplify more than once. Switch back to red. Now, expanding brackets. So root 2 times root 3. What I can do is I can put that as a single root as 2 times 3. And then we got root 2 times 5, so 5 root 2. So we got root 6 minus 5 root 2. and expanding brackets here. Remember, it's 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times the negative root 5 is 2 negative 2 root 5. And I got root 5 times 3, 3 root 5. And then I got root 5 times negative root 5. So it's negative root. And this is now, I won't jump too many steps. It's 5 times 5 when you put it together. Okay? 5 times 5 is 25, and the square root of that is just 5. So we got 6 plus 1 root 5 minus 5. So we got 1 plus root 5 as my simplified answer there. Hopefully I didn't go through that too quickly or skip too many steps. I try to be as clear as possible. I'll give you a few to try yourself, and then you can check your answers out when you're done. Don't forget to pause the video while you're doing the questions. So I'll jump in here with question 2. Nice expanding 2 root 3 plus, then root 3 times root 3 is just going to be 3. So root 3 times root 3 is root 9. Okay, nice and easy there. Part B, let's have a look. 4 root 2 minus, and then root 2 times root 5 is root 10. And you can't simplify that. And then the final one, 2 times 3 here is 6. 2 times root 5 is 2 root 5. 3 times negative root 2 is negative 3 root 2. And then finally, negative root 2 times root 5 is a negative root 10. There's not a lot I can do with this, as just like when you're dealing with letters, if the letters are different, you can't simplify them when you're adding or subtracting, and the same here with these surds. So the root 5, the root 2, the root 10, they're all different, so there's nothing more I can do there. So final question, and this, sorry, use the highlighter. This part here of the question is really important. It tells me it's going to be root 3 as the order. Now sometimes this is they might pick a number in here, but even if you put in your calculator would simplify more than that. So sometimes they do like to do this kind of thing. So, but knowing that is a root 3, when I'm setting these up, you know, I am thinking it's going to be 3 times something. So, you know, that hint is in there. So the first one is 3 times 25, and the second one is 3 times 4. 25 is my square number there, so square root of that is 5 root 3, and the 4 would be 2, so 2 root 3. 5 root 3 take away 2 root 3 is 3 root 3. Very much like the way you would do 5x, take away 2x and get 3x. Okay. Thank you for watching. Hope you found the video useful. Please like and subscribe, and check out my other videos.